Hey there, Tony here from R4 Studios. In today's devlog, we'll be going over the integration of our new guard model and the progress I've made on modeling our first test level. I received the final version of the guard model earlier this week and went through the process of rigging it using the procedure I outlined in an earlier video. I think I'm going to make a tutorial that goes through the process more thoroughly since there were a few steps I forgot to include. I did get a request for a minimap tutorial as well, which I'm currently working on in the evenings and is about halfway done. So once I'm done that, I'll probably start on the rigging and import tutorial. If all goes well, the minimap tutorial will be out early next week, so for those waiting, it won't be much longer. The rigging and import was pretty straightforward using my previous process, but it took a bit longer to get the head set up correctly. I ended up setting up a slot to attach the head to and needed to adjust the weight paint so that the head could be fixed to a bone and the neck would move around in a natural way. The guards have 4 heads in total that it can randomly choose from to give variety. I also set up the material to have tints, which when combined with a specific helmet can be used to hint at what the guard's skills are. The tint is subtle and from a distance is not easy to pick up on, but if you're sneaky you might be able to get up close and ID the guards so you know how best to counter their skills. For example, some guards might be more observant or tougher or can resist choking better. One funny thing that happened as a result of making the head and body different meshes is the heads aren't attached to the particle effect and I didn't specifically destroy the spawned head, so they ended up just landing on the ground after the death animation. I'll definitely have to fix this when I revisit the death and damage Niagara system, but it's pretty funny in the meantime. I also did a quick retarget of an equipped rifle animation and made a montage to see how it would look in game. I have to say it looks pretty slick and I can't wait to have the proper animations all tied into the guard AI so when they see you, they ready their weapons and move into attack. The other thing I worked on this week was the level design, modeling, and texturing. I started by blocking out more of my test module, then moved into testing materials for the floor. I really want a nice transition from the floor to the wall parts in whatever configuration they're in, so it's hard to tell that the pieces are being put together to make part of the level. I found a way to make a border around the wall parts on the floor using distance to surface node, but as you can see here, it has issues as the camera moves away from the floor, and in the main scene when the floor isn't at the world's origin. I tried a number of ways to correct this, but I'm really not liking any of the results, so I started to investigate Unreal's PCG system, or procedural content generation, to procedurally generate the different parts of my level. This looks like it would work great for some of the things I want to do, but I'm not sure if I can do the floor borders the way I want, so more research and testing is going to be required for me to figure this out. I was also looking at geometry script for Boolean operations to cut out parts of the floor, but it seems like that's going to get a little messy as well. I'll put a link for the 2 videos I came across in the description below. There's many other videos out there, but these seem to explain both solutions pretty well. I feel like I'm getting closer to a solution that'll be easy to work with and provide the visuals I want, but in the end, if it takes too much longer to get this working, I might have to change my design parameters to better work with Unreal's limitations, or more specifically, the time constraints that prevent me from deep diving into this and finding a more elegant solution. One solution is to have the wall parts also have the borders built into the bottoms and using the Boolean to cut out those borders into the floor. But if you have multiple borders, you have to cut in the right order to make sure the corners look just right, so it gets complicated. Another solution is to have the PCG system make the floor and the borders, but then I need metadata to feed into that system so it knows how and where to generate those borders. These aren't crazy complicated problems, but when you're trying to stick to a schedule, these unknowns can eat up a lot of time that I'd rather be spending on the core parts of the game. Visuals are nice, but a playable game is my top priority, so I gotta make sure I don't get caught in any of these rabbit holes that eat up a ton of my time. That's it for today. Be sure to like and subscribe or join our newsletter with the link below to get the most up-to-date information. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.